All right, officially 6 o'clock Eastern, Sunday evening. I want to welcome everybody to the Preppers Net. We'll take a quick pause on taking any registrations for a few minutes here. We will get back to that. Tonight's topic of discussion for the net that Jim has for us is a prep planning app. And Jim, can you kind of give us a little lowdown on that?
Well, we'll give it a good old try. I was playing around on the YouTube, and something caught my eye, and it led to something else, which led to something else, the big old rabbit holes we all fall down. And I found a phone app, or phone and tablet app, that actually fits right in with a lot of what we're doing here. So I decided to take a look at it and see whether or not this was a worthwhile thing. So it's kind of interesting. Now, I will give a plug. You need to watch the expanded presentations because there's extra stuff. And this is one that there is a big extra segment to it that we just can't do over radio because radio doesn't do it any justice. So we'll give everything out that we got that will hopefully work over the radio and see what happens.
Copy that, Jim. Thank you very much. So before we get on with this, do we have anybody else that would like to register for the net? Please go ahead.
Yes, Keith in Louisiana.
All right, thanks a lot, Keith. We got you down, boss. Do we have anybody else that would like to register? All right, we'll continue on, and we will continue throughout the hour here, checking to see if we have anybody else that would like to register for the net. So, sounds like Jim kind of fell victim to something all people do in the great world of prepping, which is our research, aka falling into a rabbit hole, as he said. So we're going to go ahead and open the floor up here to Jim and hear what he's got to say tonight. The floor is yours, Jim. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Red Bear. And Keith, sorry I wasn't able to come to the your net there. I had a fire chiefs meeting that night. That's once a month. So anyway, let me break here real quick because my can thing is actually timed out. Okay, as I was going to introduce the second part of our all about food topic, however, I found this phone app that will allow you to easily document your prepping plans. So I'm going to introduce that to you right now. I will be able to give you some information over the radio, but there will be much more information on the expanded presentation posted on our YouTube channel. To view this expanded presentation, please go to our YouTube channel. Search for @PrepNet-Talk2Me on YouTube. Then go to the PrepNet Expanded Presentation playlist and look for the video named Planning App. There will also be links there to the website and YouTube channel in the video's description, allowing you to access even more info about the app. Break. Okay, this is a free-to-try app with limitations, and there is a paid version also. I was a tad disappointed about that, but, it's not too bad. I'm not recommending that you get the paid version, but I am presenting a tool that might be useful for you with the discussions that we've done here. The free version will let you see if you want the paid version. Just for info, the paid plan is $4.99 a month or $39.99 a year, and it gives you the use of a AI chat service, which I don't know what that is because I don't have the paid version. You can share plans with your group. Again, not sure how that works. You do get unlimited plans and sheets, which will make more sense hopefully by the end of this. This is the big advantage, and access to all of the sheet types. Right. Now, once logged in and you create and save a plan or other sheets, you do not have to be online to access them on the device. You do need to be online to save a plan or sheet, but after that, you will no longer have to be online. With that said, as you've heard me say over and over again in these previous presentations, I say plan, plan, plan. This app may help you do this with more structure and guidance. So here's a quick overview. Right? For every situation, you can create a contingency plan, such as a flood plan or a power outage plan, a bug out the cabin plan, etc. You can do this by creating your own plan with a new blank form, or you can select the template they have already created and edit it into a new contingency plan. I'll let you look at the templates on the app to give you an idea of, what you can put into your plan. They did a lot of thought about this. It's worth taking a look at just to get an idea of whether or not this would be a worthwhile thing. Break. The other things that you can create with this app are plans and exfil plans. PACE stands for primary, alternate, contingency, and emergency. This is what your communication plan would be. And you can get more info on the PACE plan in the online tutorials. An exfil plan will be your evacuation plan, such as exfilled Uncle Bill or exfil the cabin. Now, you can create 2 each with the free app and unlimited with the paid plan. So you can cover more different scenarios. That's the one advantage of the paid plan, but you can print this stuff out, so hang in there. Great. The other types of sheets that you can create are checklists, vehicle checklist, inventory list, reference sheet, go bag list, and notes. And again, you get 2 each with the free app and unlimited with the paid app. Under the menu icon in the upper left, you can access more options. There you will find templates that allow you to see the pre-made plans and sheets, and it's easy to copy those and then make your own. There are tutorials there. There's a general references for the phonetic alphabet, Morse code, and radio and Q codes. So please explore these. Great. The expanded presentation will show you how to create a contingency plan. This app looks like it can help anyone who's creating a prepping plan. So I'm going to beat the horse again. Please watch the expanded presentation on the planning app, as I will have video of the program so you can get a better idea of what this app could work for you. Next week, we will return to the All About Food topic and discuss suggested combinations of food classes, and I'm going to throw it back to Red there.
Copy that, Jim. Thank you very much. Yeah, my pencil is quite busy here. I missed it. Did you share what the app is?
Yes, I did. The name and everything is shared. There is a link to their website, which can then take you to either the Apple or the iStore to download it. So everything is there either in the video or in the description of the video. I've started adding things like that. So there's definitely, you should really check these out because there is a bunch more stuff. And sometimes I even have pictures.
I will admit that Jim is definitely adding more and more to the videos, especially the expanded information videos that he's putting together. So, please go check that out. Jim is putting a lot of work into supplying information for us on the YouTube channel as well. And that is a way to present the information and get our thoughts on the information presented. And that does kind of help with our next topic as well. I'm going to give a quick break here. Want to do a quick check? Do we have anybody else that would like to register for the net tonight? Please go ahead.
KC3 LOW.
And what state are you in, sir?
Pennsylvania.
Copy that, KC3 LOW. We got you down. Do we have anybody else who would like to register? Okay. We're going to move on to Donna in Montana. Donna, what do you think about using an app for prep planning?
I had a chance to look at it. Granted, it was only kind of cursory, but it looks quite interesting, and I think it would be very helpful for planning bug outs and such contingency plans.
Copy that. Yeah, I've got to look at it myself. I haven't had a chance, but I will tonight. And I will say, though, by the way Jim described it, it does sound quite expansive, even for the free version. So that usually is pretty good when they try to give you a paid version as well. So that is amazing. I'm kind of excited about that. But we're going to move on to Wolf in Montana. Wolf, what are your thoughts about using a prep planning app?
Yeah, it's something I definitely have to check into. I do see the benefits of it, and possible drawbacks too, depending on the severity of the situation that's going on. But no, I think it'd be beneficial.
Copy that. Yeah, there's a gentleman I watch on YouTube, thanks to me getting into Meshtastic, and he does do a prep planning app as well. I've been meaning to check into that. I haven't done it yet, so I'm kind of glad. Thank you, Jim, for you bringing this out for us to look at. That's going to be a big deal, I think. And also, one thing we could look at while we're using this app to help us with our prep planning, we can still write the information down so we have a hard copy. So that, I think that would be very beneficial as well. I'm going to give a short break here before we get on to Terry in Florida. Terry, what are your thoughts on a prep planning app? The floor is yours. One more try for Terry in Florida. Are you still with us? All right, we'll try Terry again here in a little bit. Jeff in New York, what are your thoughts on a prep planning app?
Well, I think it would be kind of handy to help people get together with what they're going to need as far as equipment, supplies, and where to go, and and how to handle a situation. I haven't really checked it out. I'm going to check it out, but I have my own list that I made up myself in case anything happens. It's kind of a bug out list. You need a place to go. You need to know what equipment to bring with you, what necessities you're going to need, how you're going to communicate, and depending on how long you're going to be out there, you're going to have to make some plans.
Exactly. We're kind of here at my house. We're more looking at bugging in, but either way you go, bugging in or bugging out, you definitely need to have your plans down, have them written down. And I do believe the app could definitely help bring everything together and give you something to look at to help set up, set your plan up. So thank you, Jeff. Really appreciate that. We'll give a short pause here. Do we have anybody else that would like to register for the net at this time, though? Please go ahead. The floor is yours. Okay, we're going to move on to Keith in Louisiana. Keith, how much of this did you catch tonight with the prep planning app?
I'll tell you what. I think it's a pretty good idea, especially for people that don't know, what they need to know. If that app, kind of gives you out a guideline on what you need to try to get and do and stuff like that, I think it'd be great. Yeah, nothing wrong with having an app. And Montana Jim, it's okay you didn't make it to the net. We had technical difficulty, and yeah, it kept booting us off. So our net was very short. So anyway, I appreciate you coming whenever you do come. All right, back to net control.
Copy that. Thank you, Keith. I'm going to give a short break here. Okay, I apologize about that break. Currently on channel 9 monitoring as well. So thank you for the pause there, though, guys. Keith, yes. This, I do believe people coming in right now that are unfamiliar with prepping, this app will definitely help them out. It'll give them a good layout and a good plan moving forward, I think. And also, it will help present more information as well. Let me give a short pause here. Please remember, though, guys, in the expanded presentation on YouTube, Jim will go over this prep planning app in more detail. So please check that out if you would. Jim is putting a lot of work into the YouTube channel right now, and he's definitely putting more information in. So let's take advantage of that. Okay? Thank you very much, guys. Going to move on to KC3LOW in Pennsylvania. Tonight we're talking about a prep planning app that Jim was able to find. What is your thoughts on using a prep planning app?
Well, I can see that being very beneficial, but if you don't have paper backups, I can see it being a major problem too.
That's a big 10-4. I do see that as well. So I am going to be going through this app myself over the next week, a little bit here and there. And I am going to be taking notes, things like that. But I do agree. I think you should have a hard copy as well. So there could definitely be some issues, you know, if you lose your source of getting into this app, things like that. But use the app as another tool in your arsenal. I think that would be a big help. Thank you very much, KCLOW. Appreciate your input there. Short break. We're going to try for Terry in Florida one more time. Terry, are you back with us, sir?
Yep, sorry, I'm here. Yeah, I think anything that would help people organize their plans and get, have checklists available could definitely be useful for those who are especially just starting out.
I got to agree. Do you think there would be any benefit to a seasoned prepper with a prep planning app?
Well, again, I mean, you get out of it what you put into it, I guess, and I agree that you'd want to have a printout because you may not have access to it later on when you need it. But no, it's just, whether you do it on a spreadsheet, whether you do it in an app, I think that either way could be beneficial.
Copy that. Okay, thank you very much, Terry. I believe you could also use something like this to get younger people more interested in prepping as well, because then they can put everything on their phone, which is what they tend to like to do anymore anyways. That's my personal opinion on this, so definitely. Well, Jim, we're going to come back to you for any thoughts on any of the discussion tonight. The floor is yours, sir.
Okie dokie. Yeah, thanks everybody for the comments. It's exactly what we needed. Some of you heard this before. I've been preparing for over 5 decades for a bunch of other things before the word prepper was even around. When I saw this as being, a very die-hard prepper, I thought it was pretty good. It has a lot of stuff. It doesn't tell you what to get, but it allows you to put things down, link things. Yes, you can print this out. You can create a whole plan and save it out to a PDF, and everything is there, including your PACE plan, your Exfil plans. If you've created any of these lists or these sheets and you link those, it will print all of those out so you have everything in one place, and I totally agree. I am not suggesting, except where Red Bear brought up about the younger generation, that this be on your phone or your tablet and that's it. No, because those suckers are going to die. They're going to get broken. You're going to fall in a river or whatever. So, yes, I totally agree with that. Let's break here real quick. And I'm looking over my notes, too, which are typed, because I can't read my own handwriting. Yes, the paid version will allow you an unlimited. So you can create many, many different plans. And a lot of those sheets, we've talked about this before, is that a lot of things will, no matter, you might have 3 or 4 different scenarios, but there's going to be certain things in those scenarios that you use all the time. So one of the benefits of this thing is you can create a sheet for a particular part, and you can reuse that sheet over and over again, which I think is very efficient. It allows you to easily create things without having to spend a lot of time. So if you created a good plan and then you want to, I want a second plan, but the destination's different or something like that, you can copy that plan and just make the changes that you need. Now you have the 2 separate plans. So I just say, just check it out. It really caught my eye, and I think it could do all of us a little bit of good. And if you look at it and go, yeah, I don't need it, no problem. That's what we're here about, just to throw out the information, grab what you need, and go on for that. But we want you to try and prepare. Back to net control.
Thanks a lot, Jim. And you know, that is one thing we have to admit. We all have different styles of prepping, and we all prep for different reasons. I mean, all across just the United States here, we have all kinds of different weather situations we have to worry about. So we would be prepping different due to weather situations. And you know, it could have benefits for each and every one of us, but if it's something you're not interested in, well, that's fine too. Like Jim said, this is information that we are just presenting, another possible route for helping moving down the road of prepping. With that, I'm going to give a short pause. Do we have anybody else that would like to register for the net? The floor is yours. All right. At this time, we're going to open up, do a round table style. If anybody has any other comments, thoughts, the floor is yours.
Red Bear, could you all give me the name of the YouTube page?
You know, I have that wrote down. Jim, you might be a little faster at actually repeating that for him, please.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Yeah, our YouTube page, if you go onto YouTube and up in the where you do the search thing, you put @ which is the @ sign, not spelled it out. You put @ PrepNet -Talk2Me and hit return, and then you'll see our thing shows up. Click go into there, and of course save it as a favorite because you're going to want to go back to it, and then go into the playlist. And there will be 2 playlists in there. There'll be one for our expanded presentations, and there will be one for the net videos, because I do tape these, and so everybody can listen not only to the presentation, but all of our comments and what comes up. So everybody gets a full thing. Does that answer your question there, Keith?
Yes, it sure did. Thank you. And I did pull it up, and I just subscribed to it so I can go back and look at it.
And the nice thing about all this too with the YouTube page there is if there's anything that's missed tonight, that will be there as well. So I do find myself once in a while re-listening to our nets just to get a little more information. But again, if we have any other questions or comments on the topic tonight, the floor is yours.
I think, you ought to be considering keeping to yourself on a lot of what's going on with your prep work, because you never know, depending on the situation and scenario, you may not want anyone else to know what your prepping purposes are and what you're going to do.
That's very true. In past nets, we've kind of touched on this a little bit, trying to open up to the community a little bit, why or why not. And Jim actually talked about that a little bit and said that he's got a neighbor a ways away from him that kind of figures, why should I bother doing anything? I'll just come take what you have. So yeah, that is a very, very good point.
Yeah, see, that's a scenario. I mean, if you're well prepared, other people could come and take from you what you have. You want to keep your plans to yourself and your family, and have a plan that you're all familiar with. Because like here in upstate New York, we have the mountain area where there's a lot of places up there. Like if you have a cabin or a camp, that's the place to be. And if you're hoarding food and you're doing everything and prepping in your own home, you never know what's going to happen. Who's going to come up the street and demand that you give over what you got?
Yeah, I totally agree. And yes, we have covered that. I am of the opinion you do keep it quiet because there are too many nut jobs out there. And I would encourage you, because we have covered some of this. That's one of the reasons why I decided, instead of just doing the nets, we do the YouTube thing, because everybody can't come to every net. So I would encourage you to go to our YouTube page and go over to the presentations and listen to the presentation and see, what we have covered. And again, if you go through this and you come up with questions, send to our email address. And I'll give a little plug here. Let me do a quick break. Our email address, send any of your questions or questions, let's do with the questions, to prepnetch14@gmail.com. So that would be prepnetch14@gmail.com. And in the subject line, put the word question. And then in the, obviously in the thing, ask your question. Because radio, you can only get so much across. And I didn't want these things to be, I'm talking for 30 minutes kind of thing. So, and if you have any suggestions, do the same thing, but put the word suggestion in the subject line. And we will try to address that. So, anyway, back to net control.
Copy. Thank you, Jim. And Jim does look over all the emails, and he does take notes throughout every net, and he does kind of change things up going off of past nets every once in a while just to bring more topics for discussion. So everything that's discussed in the nets, we do take to a high standard, and we do seriously look at the things that you discuss with us. So we want to thank you for your participations in all the nets, and also checking out the YouTube channel and sending in emails. We will also take questions on past nets during present nets as well. I'm going to give a short break here. Do we have anybody else that would like to register for the net? The floor is yours. Okay. Do we have anybody else that would like to discuss anything on the topic of the prep planning app tonight? Okay. So, Jim, next week we're going to go back to food classifications, and we're going to be on part 2. Can you kind of give us a little bit of a rundown again on that?
Right, yeah, we're going to continue what we did last week. And so it will be on food, the all about food topics. And it will be using different combinations, because as we talked about last week, the classification of food being whether it's canned, boxed, dry, frozen, fresh, freeze-dried, et cetera, And unfortunately, not one of those is sufficient, because each one has pros and cons. So this next session, I'll be covering some of the things of, maybe you want to have certain foods as dried. Maybe you want certain as freeze-dried. Maybe you want certain as, and get a combination that will fit your needs, because there's one that's not going to do it. So that's basically what the gist of next week's topic will be.
Copy that. Thank you very much, Jim. Well, we'll do one last call to see if anybody else would like to register for the net tonight. Okay. So tonight we have went over the prepping planning app, and we have discussed that there will be more information on the expanded presentation on our YouTube channel. I want to thank Jim for everything he puts together on the YouTube channel. He does a lot of hard work there, and he also does a very fair amount of work to bring us our topics and to give us information to discuss. I'm going to give a short break here. One last time, provide the email also. So if you have any questions, please mark subject question. Any suggestions, please mark the subject as suggestion for the net. So the net email is prepch14@gmail.com.
Correction.
Go ahead, Jim. I apologize.
No problem. PrepNet. PrepNetCH14. So basically it stands for PrepNet Channel 14 at gmail.com.
Copy that. Even my pencil does typos. Oi. Thank you for correcting me, though, Jim. I really appreciate that. Do we have any other subjects that anybody would like to discuss down the realm of prepping tonight? Okay, Jim, do you have any last thoughts for us tonight?
No, I think I beat the poor horse. He gave up.
Well, I would like to say thank you for bringing the prep planning app to our attention. I will be looking over that this week and hopefully be able to come to the next net with a few thoughts on that. So, but at this time, I would like to thank everybody else for joining the net and registering. For anybody who is sitting back monitoring tonight that did not register, me and Jim would like to thank you as well for being here with us. So we always enjoy having everybody here and enjoying the conversation. With that, I'm going to give a short break.
Thank you all very much from upstate New York. Hopefully we won't need anything to do with any of this in upstate New York for a long, long time.
Hopefully we don't need this for a long, long time anywhere in the U.S., but definitely we should keep trekking on with our prepping because you never know. But that is a good point. Thank you very much. Do you have any other last thoughts or comments tonight before we close the net? All right, guys. Thank you very much. I just want to say that without the support of the people that register for the net, these nets would not be possible. And I would like to thank Jim. He does put a lot of effort and a lot of work into this net, as well as the YouTube channel to bring us the information. Please go check out the expanded presentation from tonight, as you will find more information on this prep planning app that Jim has presented. You will also find the link for Apple and Google stores to be able to download the app to check it out yourself. Give a short break here. All right, guys. I just want to say thank you again for joining the net. At this time, it is 18:37 p.m. on Sunday evening, Channel 14 PrepNet. We will turn the channel back over to regular operations. Thank you very much, everybody.